3-2 pitch. Struck him out! 12 in a
What if I told you that a baseball team epic performance could lead to an entire city getting free food? No, it's not a fantasy. It's happening right now in Milwaukee. We're talking about a winning streak so monumental, it's literally making restaurant owners sweat. Stick around, because on today's Baseball Extra, we're diving into one of the wildest stories of the season. Plus, we'll witness a legendary showdown between two of the game's biggest superstars as former teammates clash for the very first time. And if that's not enough, a brand new rookie is putting up numbers that are almost unheard of in baseball history. You are not going to want to miss a second of this. Welcome back to Baseball Extra, your home for all the action across the league. Let's get straight to it, because what's happening in Milwaukee is something special. The Brewers are on an absolute tear, and their incredible 12-game historic winning streak is not just shaking up the standings, it's about to feed the entire city. This is all thanks to a local restaurant chain called George Webb. Decades ago, way back in the 1940s, when Milwaukee only had a minor league team, the owner made a bold promise. If the local baseball team ever won 12 consecutive games, the restaurant would give away free burgers to everyone. For years, it was just a fun local legend. It seemed like a safe bet, something that would likely never happen. Think about how hard it is to win 12 straight games in Major League Baseball. The season is long, the competition is fierce, and even the best teams have off nights. Well, that safe bet was finally called in 1987 when the Brewers started the season with a 13-game winning streak. True to their word, George Webb fired up the grills and handed out free burgers. It was a massive event, a celebration of a rare and incredible achievement. It happened again in 2018, and now baseball fans in Milwaukee are getting ready for another feast. The Brewers have done it again, reaching that magic number of 12 straight wins, and the entire city is buzzing, waiting for the official Free Burger Day to be announced. But let's be clear, this isn't just a fun gimmick. This Brewers team is playing on another level. This is one of the most dominant stretches of baseball we have seen from any team in recent memory. This recent run marks their second winning streak of at least 11 games this season alone. To put that in perspective, the only other team to accomplish that feat in the modern expansion era was the 2015 Toronto Blue Jays. That is elite company. During their last 31 games, they have a staggering record of 27 wins and only 4 losses. That's a level of dominance that hasn't been seen since the 2023 Atlanta Braves. And they aren't just squeaking by with close wins. They are blowing teams out of the water. Over this incredible stretch, they've scored a whopping 103 runs, which averages out to nearly 9 runs per game. Their offense is firing on all cylinders. The game that sealed the 12-win streak and the Burger Prophecy was a perfect example of their current form. They faced the Pittsburgh Pirates and showed no mercy, cruising to a 12-5 victory. It wasn't even close. This win completed their 4th straight series sweep. Key players are stepping up big time. Catcher William Contreras had a monster game, driving in 4 runs, while superstar Christian Yelich played 3 himself. It's a total team effort, and right now, the Milwaukee Brewers are without a doubt the hottest team in all of baseball. They are an absolute force to be reckoned with as we head towards the postseason. From a team on fire to a personal rivalry years in the making. Let's turn our attention to a matchup that every baseball fan had circled on their calendar. For the first time ever in a regular season game, we got to see Shohei Ohtani on the mound facing his former team, the Los Angeles Angels. But more importantly, this meant we were about to see Ohtani go head-to-head with his former superstar teammate, the one and only Mike Trout. This is the kind of drama you live for in sports. Two of the greatest players of our generation, who shared a dugout for years, were now standing on opposite sides of the diamond. Their only previous meeting was on the international stage during the World Baseball Classic, a high-stakes at-bat that ended with Ohtani striking out Trout to win the championship for Japan. It was an iconic moment. So, the question on everyone's mind was, how would round 2 play out in the majors? Well, the results were jaw-droppingly similar. In their first at-bat, Ohtani unleashed a nasty 3-2 sweeper that froze Trout for a called strike 3. It was a perfect pitch, a work of art that left one of the best hitters in the world completely helpless. Then, in their second matchup, it was déjà vu all over again. Ohtani once again painted the corners and caught Trout looking for another strikeout. If you include their meeting in the WBC, that makes it 3 at-bats and 3 strikeouts for Ohtani against Trout. In the Battle of the Titans, Shohei Ohtani is, for now, the undisputed king. However, while Ohtani won the personal battle, his team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, couldn't secure the victory. In fact, it's been a nightmare stretch for the Dodgers recently. They came into this game having lost 20 of the last 32 contests, a disastrous run that has completely erased the comfortable 9-game lead they once held in the National League West. The Angels have been a particular thorn in their side, and this game was no different. The Dodgers carried a slim 1-run lead into the bottom of the 8th inning, but they just couldn't hold on. The Angels rallied, and the Dodgers ended up losing the game 6-5, their 6th loss to the Angels this season. And to make matters worse, while the Dodgers were faltering, their division rivals, the San Diego Padres, were thriving. The Padres put on an offensive clinic against the San Francisco Giants, winning 11-1. This combination of a Dodgers loss and a Padres win has created a massive shift in the standings. For the first time since September 25, 2010, the San Diego Padres are holding at least a share of the lead in the NL West this late in the season. The race in the NL West just got incredibly tight, and with the Dodgers struggling, the Padres are looking to capture their first division title since 2006. What a turn of events. All right, let's shift gears and talk about a rookie who is taking the league by storm. Every season, a few young players burst onto the scene and make an immediate impact. But what Miami Marlins rookie Jacob Marcy is doing is on another level entirely. He's been in the major leagues for less than 2 weeks, and he's already putting his name in the MLB record books. In a recent game against the Cleveland Guardians, Marcy had the game of his life. The Marlins won decisively 13-4, and Marcy was the star of the show. He started his incredible night with a massive 3-run home run in the very first inning. But he was just getting started. Later in the game, in front of a crowd full of his own friends and family who made the 2-hour drive from his hometown of Dearborn, Michigan, he did it again, launching his second home run of the night. 2 homers in a game for a rookie is impressive enough, but Marcy wasn't done. In his 4th trip to the plate, he ripped a 2-run double, bringing his RBI total for the game to a staggering 7. 7 RBIs in a single game. Let's put that into perspective with a little help from baseball stats guru Sarah Langs. Since RBIs became an official statistic back in 1920, here is the complete list of players who have had a 7 RBI game within their first 13 career games. Hunter Renfroe in 2016, J.R. Tolles in 2007, and now Jacob Marcy. That's it. That is the entire list. It is an incredibly rare feat and a testament to the unbelievable start this young man is having to his career. The Marlins may have cooled off a bit recently, but Jacob Marcy is just heating up, providing a massive spark for his team. This is definitely a name you'll want to remember. Now it's time for our Baseball Extra League-wide roundup, checking in on some of the other key matchups and standout MLB highlights from around the horn. First up, in Cincinnati, Reds pitcher Hunter Greene made his long-awaited return to the mound after missing 2 months with a groin injury. And it was like he never left. Greene was absolutely dominant, throwing 6 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits with no walks and 6 strikeouts. His offense backed him up in a big way, highlighted by a grand slam from Miguel Anjar, as the Reds cruised to an 8-0 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. A fantastic return for the young flamethrower. Over in Texas, we had some late-game heroics. The Arizona Diamondbacks were trailing the Rangers by 1 run in the top of the 9th inning. With the game on the line, Kettlemart stepped up to the plate and delivered in the most dramatic way possible, launching a go-ahead 3-run blast. That was the decisive blow, as the Diamondbacks held on to win 6-4. Clutch hitting at its finest. In a matchup between the Yankees and the Twins, former MVP Cody Bellinger got New York on the board early with a solo home run. But that lead was short-lived. The Minnesota Twins battled back, and their pitching shut down the Yankees' lineup the rest of the way, leading the Twins to a 4-1 victory. For the Chicago Cubs, their pitcher's incredible scoreless streak finally came to an end after 28 in a 3rd consecutive innings. But even with the streak broken, he was brilliant, tossing 5 no-hit innings with a career high in strikeouts. It was more than enough to lead the Cubs to a 4-1 win over the Toronto Blue Jays. The Baltimore Orioles got their first walk-off win of the season in thrilling fashion. The game against the Seattle Mariners was tied in the bottom of the 9th when rookie sensation Jackson Holliday came to the plate and delivered a clutch RBI double to win it 4-3. What a moment for the young star and the Orioles fans. Meanwhile, It was a tale of collapse for the New York Mets. They had built a comfortable 6-run lead against the Atlanta Braves, but then the fourth inning happened. The Braves' offense exploded for an unbelievable 9 runs in that single inning, capped off by a grand slam from Michael Harris, too. The Braves would go on to win 11-6, a stunning comeback and a heartbreaking loss for the Mets. And speaking of grand slams, Nathaniel Lowe hit one for the Washington Nationals, and it proved to be the difference maker in their tight 8-7 victory over the Kansas City Royals. That's a wrap on the highlights from around the league. For a full breakdown of all of yesterday's action, be sure to check out MLB.com. Looking ahead to tonight's games, one matchup to keep an eye on is the series opener between the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins. The reigning American League Cy Young Award winner, Tarik Skubal, will be on the mound for the Tigers. Detroit is starting to build some momentum, having won back-to-back series for the first time since early July. They'll be looking to set the tone early against a tough division rival as they try to get back in the win column consistently. First pitch for that one is scheduled for 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will do it for this episode of Baseball Extra. What an incredible slate of stories from around the league. From a historic winning streak leading to free burgers, to a legendary pitching duel, and a rookie making history, this is why we love the game of baseball. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with all the latest news and highlights, make sure to hit that like button, and most importantly, subscribe to the Baseball Extra channel so you never miss an episode. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.